everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am Bani and today we will be discussing about listening IELTS, and I will be sharing my experience and whatever tips, whatever knowledge I have and how I was able to score the desired score. So let's begin. So there will be like 4 sections, 10 questions each, total 40 questions, 1 marks each for each question. And questions are in the order of audio, so don't worry about that. Well, like in the fill in the blanks, it will be question 1 and then they'll tell you the answer of the third point and then they come back to 2. It won't be like that. So guys, I'm just going to add the listening answer sheet, how it looks, the final one, and then you guys can have an idea. Now let me show you the summary of the listening test. So there will be 4 parts to listening. Part 1 will be the social context, in where there will be 2 speakers talking to each other. Either it is like a telephonic conversation, something like that. Part 2 will be again social context, but there will be just 1 speaker narrating to you, telling you. You'll just have to understand, or like a speaker narrating to the group. You'll have to listen to only 1 speaker. Part 3 will be educational or training. In this, it can be 2 to 4 speakers, like students and professors, something like that. Part 4 will be academic context. There will be just 1 speaker, and most probably this is more or less like fill in the blanks in the end. The books that I would recommend, I'm just going to place it here. It will be Cambridge books. Get it from Amazon. That is from where I ordered. Get all the series. Start practicing 1 listening, 1 reading every day. Okay, and then repeat those sample tests till the time you don't get full marks, 40 out of 40. So the first thing that I would like to discuss is what are the difficulties with IELTS multiple choice questions, the MCQs. First and foremost thing that I really find it difficult is that you hear all the words. So if there are 3 options in MCQs, you tend to hear everything. I mean, you expect that the speaker would just say the answer, right? But it does not happen like that. So that's the first difficulty you face. So these are the difficulties that commonly people face. I'm discussing, and then I would tell you the solutions to that, how I was able to get through all the difficulties. Second is similar choices, like when it comes to years. So it's very difficult to actually figure out which one is the correct year, like 15 years, 20 years, 25 years. These are the choices in MCQ. So it's difficult to find the correct answer. Third is paraphrases and synonyms. What really happens is that you tend to think and you tend to believe that you would hear it the exact way that you read it, the exact way that you're reading your question paper. But it does not happen like that. The speaker tends to either paraphrase the word, paraphrase the line, or say few words before and some words after, so that the whole line is not the exact line that you are reading in the question paper. So you have to understand what the person is saying and not try to just match the words. Understand what that person is saying and then try to match it. It will be much easier. Second is a different order. Supposedly, if the choices are 15 years, A, 20 years, B, 25 years, C. It's no compulsion that the person would start the answer from explaining 15 years. A person can start directly from 25 years. Whichever choice the person wants to say first, a person can. I mean, the speaker can. So you really have to be very careful, and like I've said, concentrate on listening. Just don't listen because you think that you'll find the exact same words once you're listening. It won't happen like that. There's this example that I have got for you guys, and I'll try to explain you. So the question is, PS Camping has been organizing holidays for 3 options has been given, 15, 20 and 25 years. Now let me tell you what the speaker says. So right now I will just speak. So try and listen and see whichever is the correct answer and see if you guys can find the correct answer. So this is the question which is mentioned on the screen. Now let me just speak as a speaker and try and understand and find out the answer. Thank you for coming to my talk this evening. It's nice to see so many people in the audience. For those of you who don't know very much about PS Camping, let me start by giving you some background information about the company. The company started 25 years ago. It actually started as a retail chain selling camping equipment. And then 20 years ago, it bought a small number of campsites in the UK and began offering camping holidays. The company grew rapidly and has been providing holidays in continental Europe for the last 15 years. So this is how the person would speak, and this is how you will hear it. and you will have to find the answer. Now I will just tell you what the answer is, and whosoever has marked the correct answer, then good enough. So the correct answer is B, 20 years. Now let me just give you whatever I have spoken. Let me just put that on the screen so that you can read it, because once you read it and listen it, you tend to understand it better, but it won't happen like that in the final test, in the final examination. It's just for you to practice and understand. You will see, you have heard all the words. You have heard 25 years, you have heard 20 years, and you have heard 15 years. What you have to do is, or you have to concentrate on the question first. PS Camping has been ऑर्गेनाइजिंग हॉलीडेज फॉर. कब पीएस कैंपिंग शुरू हुआ, कब खत्म हुआ, हमें लेना देना नहीं है, पर उन्होंने हॉलीडेज ऑर्गेनाइज कब से करता आ रहा है. कंपनी स्टार्टेड 25 years ago. We really don't care, because that's not what they're asking. It actually started as a retail chain selling camping equipment, and then 20 years ago it bought a small number of campsites in the UK and began offering camping holidays. That's one line. Also, another thing I would like to say is, if you've just heard the first one and if you're so sure that this is the answer, just still don't write it. I would advise you to listen to the whole thing and don't lose your concentration with that overconfidence. The third thing is, company grew rapidly and has been providing holidays in continental Europe for the last 15 years. Only in Europe. And here it says PS Camping has been organizing. We are talking about the company, we're not talking about the country. So that is what you have to concentrate on, if you'll see clearly. If you concentrate on B part, it says 20 years ago it bought small number of campsites in the UK. Again, the answer is not clear till here. Only if you listen to the last 3-4 words, it says and began offering camping holidays. That is where your answer is. Speaker will try to trick you. The questions are placed like that. It is not halwa puri. So you will have to concentrate. So how you will get distracted is that all the 3 lines would be somewhat similar. All the 3 choices would be somewhat similar, even when the speaker is speaking. So you will have to fully concentrate. And how that would happen is through practice. Let's move on to another example. The company has most camping sites in France, Italy, Switzerland. The company has most camping sites. Most camping sites. In which of the countries? Now I will speak first, try and understand and catch the answer, and then I will show you the written part of what I spoke. Okay, I'm starting, yeah? Just try and catch the answer. If you book a camping holiday with us, you will have a choice of over 300 sites. In Italy, we have some 64 sites that we either own or have exclusive use of. France is where we have the majority of sites, and we currently have a project to expand into Switzerland. We also have number of sites in northern Spain, particularly the mountainous region of Picos de Europe. We have upgraded of the Spanish sites and improved them considerably from the original 3-star rating. Okay, now I'll tell you the answer. The answer is France, okay? Now let me explain. It says Italy has 64 sites that they own or they are exclusive use of. We are really not interested. If it would be like France has 63 and then Switzerland has 62, then definitely you will have to do the maths and understand that Italy has the majority, yeah? But then right now, if you concentrate and see, if it says France has majority of sites, so majority itself is very clear with the answer. But if there were just numbers, then you obviously had to do the math. And then if you would see, the answer has been said in above 2-3 lines, but then later whatever the speaker was saying, it was of no use, and that is where you can lose your concentration. You might feel that answer bhi aayega, और answer जा चुका होता है बहुत पहले. तो first word से लेके last word तक concentrate करना है, उसकी सुननी है. That's a tip. This was the MCQ, which is the difficult part. So this is what I wanted to share with you. Another difficult part in listening is, apart from MCQs, is to mark the map and to mark the diagram and stuff like that. So all these kind of questions are little tricky and difficult. Why? Because it's all over the place. It does not go one by one. It's all over, and then you are not able to concentrate. My tip towards that is, once you have the given time to read the question, read it very carefully. You'll have to read the map. You just can't let it go. And then you have to understand the map. What I have understood is, in the diagram, they have given you the directions like north, south, east, west. otherwise left, right, top, bottom, otherwise A, B, C, D, something like that they have given to you. Make sure you're really accurate about that and you know exactly where north is, where south is, and where what is. So that's one thing. Second thing is, supposedly if nothing is given, you'll have to understand where two windows are, where is the entry, because entry is always mentioned, exit, so you would know, and then try and understand entry, and then there is a left and there is just one gate, and after this there will be no answer towards the left. All the answers will be towards the right. You know what I mean? I'm doing it opposite with hands, but try and understand. So that's one thing. You'll have to concentrate a lot. Another thing is, once you're practicing at home, I would advise is keep on practicing, and till the time you don't get full marks in these sections, keep practicing the same papers. Read the instruction. If it says one word or one number, 2 words, 3 words, make sure you write those many words, and you make sure you write only those words. So if it says 3 words, so you don't really have to write 3 words. It can be 3, 2 or 1, but with one word it cannot be 2. One thing. Second thing, one of the silliest mistake that I have done once I was practicing, I'll give you an example. So if there is something in the currency, the tent costed us $10. So fill in the blanks is the tent costed us, dollar is already mentioned in the question, and dash. So you just have to write 10. Don't really have to write $10 because it will be marked wrong even if the answer is correct. So that's one thing. Okay, another thing, when you have given time, please read it very quickly. Don't really waste your time on chilling, and you've read it, you don't really want to read it again. Don't do it like that. Keep reading it. Keep marking important pointers in the question. Keep marking everything. You should, obviously you cannot learn it by heart all the questions whatever time you have, but at least you would have an idea of it. For example, I know in MCQs there are some lengthy MCQs where 4 speakers are there, 3 speakers are there, 2 students and a professor, and then whatever time you have, and if you read those questions, those MCQs, you would understand it. Like, these 2 students are talking about something and deciding on something. So what are they really deciding on, that you have to hear. So if you would know what is the answer and what is the question like, you would know what you want to hear. Kuch bhi sunna or kuch bhi likhna will not give you the solution to anything. And mark it in the paper. Keep marking it whatever you think. Again, I would like to say is that spelling and grammar. Be very careful with the spelling. Be very careful with the grammatical mistakes. They will deduct marks even if the answer is correct. Another point I would like to add in this, if you have bad handwriting, use capitals. Use capitals with all the alphabets. And then mark a dot wherever you have doubt, because you would just have 10 minutes in the end to transfer the answers. Yeah. So here you would not have the time to re-listen or reread. But still mark it with a dot if you are doubtful between 2 of the choices. And if you think, but I would still suggest have that concentration from the beginning till the end, so that you don't have to, get on to this point that where in the end you don't know the answers of few questions. But still mark it if you are doubtful. And in this, you don't really have to keep transferring it in the answer sheet. Just keep marking and writing all the answers in the question paper. Don't waste your time by transferring it in the middle of the, when the speaker is speaking. Do the transferring part in the end. Just mark it in the question paper in the beginning. If the instruction says write no more than 1 word, and if the answer of the speaker, what you're listening, says the train, you don't really have to write the train, you just have to write train. Even the train would be marked wrong because it says no more than 1 word. Yeah, please concentrate on that. Another thing, supposedly if you miss out on any question, don't really get depressed and lose the concentration in the future questions that are coming. I would be like, just leave it and move forward and give that full concentration. So, एक question के पीछे ना सारे questions खराब मत कर लेना. There is no negative marking, so you have to chill out in that case. They'll just mark you 0 if the answer is wrong. Always cross-check your answers, that did you mention the correct answer for the correct question, because what happens is, supposedly I don't know the answer of the 4th one. So I'm just going to write quickly first, second, third ka ye answer. First answer, second answer from the question paper, third answer. And then 4th I would not know. So technically I have to leave it like a blank space. But what I would do in a hurry, whatever is the 5th answer, I would write it from 4th. from the fourth column. So fourth, fifth, sixth. So all the answers from the fourth point would be wrong till the end. So we have to see that also. Do not panic. And you don't really have to take too much of pressure and keep doing listening just because you're not scoring well once you're at home, before the exam, the preparation time. Just do one every day. And if you really have a lot of time and if you really want to do it, then do one listening and reading in the morning and one listening and reading in the evening. Because I used to do just one listening and reading for the whole day. So totally depends on your concentration, on your caliber, and exactly what kind of scores you're getting. And another thing is that if you listen it like a story and try to understand the speaker, you would enjoy it and you would understand the person. If supposedly you're talking to a friend, or if I am talking to you or whatever, if you really want to listen to me and understand me, you would understand me. Otherwise, sab kuch blank. There is nothing that you would understand and sab upar se jayega. So try and enjoy the listening and understand the person and be in that situation, be in that story of what that speaker is narrating. So guys, that are all the tips that I have. Mera experience listening ka was interesting. I'll tell you how I felt. For me, reading was very boring because I used to lose concentration on reading because itna sara paragraph, or meko kabhi bhi I've never, I was never into books and stuff. So reading and concentration is way too opposite for me. But with listening, it was a lot of fun with me, but it's different with everybody. But listening was a lot of fun, and take it as fun, then only you'll be able to do it. Sabse important cheez, break mat lena beech mein. Supposedly if you've done 20 questions, 25 questions and now you want to take a break, same goes in for reading. Don't take break in between. Finish the whole thing, mark yourself, mark the time, finish the whole thing in that time frame and then take a break. I used to do it like that. I used to finish my whole thing, then I used to eat, enjoy for a good amount of time, and then sit for another test. Like if I've done listening, take a break, sit for reading, like that. And for people who are really slow in writing, I would advise you to at least do one IELTS exam, the whole of it sitting together, like writing, listening and reading. So I think I have shared everything that I could. Rest, if you still have any doubts, you can ask me down below and I'll try and solve them. Alright then, I'll see you later.